Hello again, guys. daskro here. I'm bringing you an update video on the matchmaking system that I described in a few videos ago. The Battlelog matchmaking system is now live, and so I've got to play around with it a few times. I'm going to give you a few insights. So first off, here's a sort of a clip of me getting into a match and starting it up. So check it out. 3 uses the frag round.
Yeah.
Okay, click checked it out. I accept the team leadership.
Awesome. My team is ready.
I go ready. Okay, here we go.
Now Archon's close.
Oh shit!
It works!
It's working! Okay, so we're in it. Alright. Alright, then maybe it was multiple people in the on Warcom. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm connecting them.
History, that's
I'm loading level.
history.
I'm recording. How do I do ready?
You
I need
press
to
escape and set
go to
ready.
pause menu, change your ready state. Alright, I set ready. Alright, it's loading. This is going to be...
Remember the frag rounds are banned though. And
Alright, joining a match, readying up, getting into the server, and readying up there, pretty cool. But there are some complications. Complications that I think are actually deal breakers for this matchmaking system. So, first off, when you play in a match, you have to, as a person who creates the match, you have to invite all the people that you want to play on your team and a team leader for the opposing team who is on your friends list or in your platoon. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, what that means is that you can't simply just create a match and then have another team who's all ready to play find your match and play against you. You have to establish some communication with another team well before you start a match, and then from there you invite them, and then the squad leader is designated, and that squad leader or match leader can then send invites to all his friends, be it in the platoon or on his friends list, and go from there. But as you can tell, that sort of complicates things. It's really not what Battlelog matches are supposed to be like. It's supposed to be something similar to what we see like in StarCraft, where I can get 2, 3, 4 people together. We're in a little match team. We say find ladder match, and then it pairs us with another team, or at minimum, it posts a display in custom app saying, hey, 44 match, let's play. And then another team of 4 can join up, and that's the end of it. This is a whole lot more complicated, and I don't really see it allowing people to play easier. In fact, it seems a bit complicated at times, almost unnecessarily. So that's a huge problem. There's no way that I can search for a match. It's just I have to find a team, and they have to be on my friends list. And if they're a team that I don't have on my friends list, I'm pretty much SOL. It really isn't a good situation. I don't like that. Then there's some other things. What happened to Red? Oh, fuck.
We're just gonna pug this like.
I don't think he needs to get back in.
I don't think he can get that back in.
I hope he can. Also, I got all tab out.
Should be able to join match. Hawk just left.
Alright, that's 1-on-1.
No, wait. Did I get kicked too?
I won!
I got kicked too for idle kicking.
We won. You match it.
It says finished. Well, that's certainly not good. Getting idle kicked, well, in the match server, even after I readied up. And I didn't just experience this alone. It was, what, a 15, 20-second idle kick. But I had other people in the server who were ready and were kicked, who were unready and were kicked, and were even delay spawning, which is to say they had 10 seconds after they died, but instead of spawning on the spawn base or on a teammate, they simply delayed spawn, because that's a viable tactic, and they got kicked too. This is not good at all. In fact, it only compounds the problem when you look at how the friends system is utilized to add players to the match system. So to recap, you, as a match creator, add a friend who becomes maybe the opponent team leader. You add a number of players on your own team. But the team list, as it comes up, of all the players who are in the game or ready to play the game, are just those that are invited. They're not those that are invited and accepted. And so what that means is that conceivably you could do, let's say, an 8v8. And so you invite 7 of your friends, and you have an opposing team leader who invites 7 of his friends. It shows 8 people total. Both teams ready up and both teams start. But wait, half those people aren't even online. You can actually see, those little green box if they're online but not in a game, blue box if they're in game and online, or a gray box if they're not online at all. You can see all that, and yet the game still starts. And so you're in a warm-up round, but the opposing team isn't even online. They only got half their team online. And so you're waiting for them to get online. You ready up because that's what you're supposed to do, and then you wait. There's a 20-minute wait period in the warm-up phase, which is fine. Don't get me wrong on that. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to alt-tab out and do something else for 15 minutes before I wait for the other 6, 7 guys in the opposing team to get online and get in the server and ready up. And then this all compounds when I get idle kicked, or my teammates get idle kicked, or the opposing teammates get idle kicked who are active, and we have to keep on going this circus over and over again until we're all ready. You really can't even play this beyond maybe a 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4 structure, because as you add more players into it, the more problems like this occur. It is really not a good situation. And then in addition to that, I don't know if you guys saw this or didn't see this, one of the things that I played around with was some of the features. So one of the things you can do is you can ban certain weapons or certain attributes. So we tried to do something interesting. We played a 1v1 Gunmaster, and we banned frag rounds. Now, for those that have played Gunmaster enough times, you know that about halfway through Gunmaster, you use the MK3, which is that big revolving shotgun thing, and it shoots frag rounds. So we get to the frag round stage, and my opponent has the MK3 with frag rounds, even though it's banned in the server, and he kills me, and I die, and then he gets kicked. He gets kicked from Gunmaster because we banned frag rounds. These kind of things shouldn't take place. You shouldn't be able to ban certain weapons in Gunmaster when they're explicitly part of the game. That's just not thinking this through. I'm a bit disappointed they wouldn't have caught something as easy as that, because that was something that we tried out just the first time we got a chance to actually play the match system. But despite all this sort of complaints, overall, I want to talk about some of the biggest issues and some solutions that could be done to make this better, because right now it's not that good. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the PowerPoint presentation. Here we go. Ways to make it better. So I mentioned a few of the little things that aren't that good. And these are, in my view, pretty easy fixes. So fixing idle kick, fixing the Gunmaster stuff, and then fixing the match start time. And what I mean by fixing the match start time is this whole idea of the warm-up round. Yeah, it's 15-20 minutes. It probably needs to be a whole lot sooner, because if it's only 5 minutes in length, I think that gives many teams plenty of time to get ready for those that are playing 8v8 or 7v7 or 6v6 or 5v5 or whatever. Allow the players to set their own warm-up phase time. That would be an easy way to fix it. Gunmaster stuff, don't allow them to ban or unban certain unlocks in Gunmaster, because by virtue of the fact of how Gunmaster is operated, you really can't ban weapons because everyone uses the same weapons or same string of weapons. Final and idle kick, make it a variable if it's really that big of a deal. I like the idea of having idle kick on for pregame before you're readied up, because to me that means that you haven't clicked ready and you shouldn't be in the game if you're not ready. But at the same time, if you've readied up, you shouldn't be idle kicked, because you've signified that you are ready and the match should start, and that should be the end of it. The next one, match queue. This one I mentioned a bit and I think is huge. Don't show me every player in the match menu who has simply been invited to the match but hasn't accepted, because right now you can't tell if they've accepted or not. The only way you can tell is if you're in the little chat box to the right of their names, and then you type in, hey, who's here, and then people respond accordingly. But if I see if I'm playing a 44 and I see 4 people in that queue, that list on the opposing team plus another 4 in queue, I don't know if any of them are here, let alone all 8. They could be in Battlelog but idle, which means they saw the green but you wouldn't know beyond that. They could be in another match. They could be in a pub. They don't want to play. They just got invited. They don't want to play with that guy, whatever it may be. They could be offline. I don't know. I don't want to go through this entire process of doing this matchmaker, have both teams accept, spend all this time getting my 3 other dudes or my 5 other dudes or how many players I'm on my team ready because I have confidence they're going to be playing because I don't want to just stand up another team. We get in the server and then the opposing team says, "Oh, guys, sorry, I only have a third of the people I thought I was going to have, and so I can't play." And so they may be online in 15, 20 minutes from now, which is conveniently the size of the warm-up phase. But you know what? I don't want to wait 20 minutes. Doing a warm-up round. Warm-up rounds are boring because it's just me, TK, and my teammates, and then knifing people and just doing goofy shit for 20 minutes. It gets boring. It really does. So please designate for those that are invited on whether they've accepted or not, or at least some other mechanism that allows me to see whether or not they actually have enough people to play in this match. The next big thing, and this is to me the biggest issue with matches right now, is the issue of allowing non-friends to accept and to challenge matches as they're created. What do I mean by that? Again, right now, if I want to play, let's say, okay, I'm on Team 20ID. I want to play against Team Rival, one of the best, Battlefield 3 teams in the last, since the inception of Battlefield 3, and well before that. And let's say that I want to play against Cartel. Cartel is their team leader, but Cartel and I are not on our friends together. We're not friends on Battlelog, but we want to challenge each other. And so how am I going to do it? I'm going to have to find him. I'm going to have to type in his name. I'm going to have to add him as a friend, and he's going to have to accept my friendship. And then I'm going to have to add them to the team leader, and then I'm going to find my guys in my platoon, add them to my end. He's going to do the same thing on his end with his rival platoon, add them up, and then hopefully if everyone's online. And we don't know if they're all online. We really don't. Then we're going to get this going. But let's say it's not some big name team like Rival. Let's say it's XYZ team from Venezuela. There's a lot of Venezuelan teams out there, incidentally, and they want to play. They might not even be speaking English, but they still want to play. And so they're going to have to find me, add me as a friend. I'm going to have a random guy add me as a friend, and then I have to say, oh, well, maybe he wants to play competitively. I don't know. Doesn't send me an invite message saying, hey, I want to scrim you, or whatever it is in Spanish. And then from there, he sends me a message, and we try to get this going. But boy, this takes a long time. This is a whole lot more arduous than doing what's being done now when you want to play in a scrimmage or a match where you sign up to a league, or alternatively, you go to gamersportal.com and simply request a scrim, and then someone accepts it, and then you exchange server info and password, and then you start. It's that easy. It's really easy. And this match system is not easy. It's the opposite, because I have to go through this extra process of adding all these people to my friends list that I otherwise wouldn't be friends with. And I'm not trying to badmouth on those that aren't on my friends list, but a lot of these guys that are interested in playing competitively, their friends lists are full. I have to go through my friends list and cull people from it probably 2 times a week easily. But not everyone has that problem, so don't disregard that issue. So how could you make this? How could you implement this? Well, you make it so that when you create a match, it posts it. And when it posts it, it says this is a match. Do you as a platoon leader, or you as a platoon creator, or you as a person want to challenge this team? And you put some kind of really basic argument in place saying that, well, if they are not in a platoon that has 3 or more people or 4 or more people in it, or if they're not in a party. A party is that thing that you can create by setting all your friends and drag and drop them into the bottom right, and then it creates a party. If you're not in a party with 4 people, then you can't challenge, because if you don't have that, then you don't have enough people, and then you shouldn't be challenged in the first place. It's a really easy logic test to make it so that you can challenge someone, and that you may not be friends with, but you want to challenge them, play against them anyway, and then that facilitates a match. The last issue, and this one really is more long-term, it's something that I wish would also be in here, is create some kind of basic ladder system. If you can create a system like it is right now, I'm going to go back to it, where it shows the finished matches. Add another attribute to it where the match is considered part of the official ladder or not. And the official ladder would be what? It would be using a common set of rules and a common set of maps. It can be any map, whatever it may be, but as long as it's a common set of maps and common set of rules. And so you may have to say, well, maybe it's only vanilla maps, maybe it's vanilla in B2K, or maybe it's a ladder premium version or a ladder conquest domination, whatever it may be. Make it common. Common rules. So if we all agree that in the ladder there should be no M320s, making this things up as we go along, then so be it. But everyone has to agree to that rule set, and that's what the ladder rule set is for the official ladder. And it may just be anything goes. I don't know. Or maybe there's an ESL or a TWL or CGL civic rule set that you all want to utilize. And then create a basic recording of the wins and losses associated with those matches. And I don't just want wins and losses. I also want disconnects. I want drops. I want to know when one team simply alt F4'd out and didn't complete the match because they were mad or they didn't want to have a loss record. StarCraft 2 does this. They do it great. League of Legends does this. All the MOBAs do this. It shouldn't be hard to implement. Battlelog as a system is very robust and should be able to do these kind of things. And so these are my 4 sort of major things of improvement that I suggest be done. I know that some of them are more difficult than others, and so I don't expect a bunch of changes to be done within weeks, but hopefully something like this does get implemented over time. So all that being said, I hope that they fix some of these issues, and yeah, that's basically it. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you later.